Welcome to the Truth and Liberty Show, where trusted leaders bring biblical insights to important issues to help you stand for truth and effect godly change in our nation and in our world.
Hi, and welcome to Truth and Liberty. I'm Janet Porter, guest hosting today for our good friend Richard Harris. So grateful to be with you. Hey, I got something to think about. During this season, a fetus was the first to rejoice at the news of Jesus. Think about that. That was John the Baptist in his mother's womb. And so if you're still scurrying for those last-minute gift ideas, I got one for you. For that family member, you might see him after Christmas. It'll get you plenty of time to get you this if you call today or order it. It's Who Made You God by Andrew Womack, a great book that some in my family need to read. I need to read it too. It's available at Truth and Liberty GTN, like Gospel Truth Network, truthandlibertygtn.com. You can pick up a free copy. Maybe you can order some more and leave a donation because it's going to be worth it. If Andrew Womack wrote it, I want to read it. So we welcome you to this program. And it's very, very rare that I get to have the privilege to talk to one of the most courageous American heroes that I know. If I were to say, who are the patriots of today? Mike Lindell's name would be among them. He is a guy that stood in the gap, that said, I am not going to take this lying down. I was very, very interested in all the things that happened around 2020. I made videos about it. But Mike Lindell took the lawsuit, who didn't settle and be silent. Rather than be silent and settle and have it all go away, he said, I'm going to stand and I'm going to speak for free and fair elections, because without it, we don't have a country left. And I am very, very grateful to invite you to this program and welcome you. Mike Lindell, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
God bless you. Well, I've got to tell you something. I want to find out first and foremost, where are we in this situation? You were canceled. They took your phone. They raided your house. They canceled the My Pillows. I remember Bed Bath & Beyond is no longer, but they canceled your pillows and then they were canceled. Kohl's, so many others. You were taken off Twitter. My Pillow taken off Twitter. I mean, they held all this against a nice soft pillow. It just didn't seem right. This lawfare was aimed at you. And what now? What is the status right now? I've heard that we're going to be appealing a case soon. Fill us in on what they hit you for first off.
Right. Well, let me give you a little backlog on everything, or going back in time. In January of 21, everybody, that's when I got my first evidence of that 100% that the election was stolen in 2020, and that the big problem with electronic voting machines. Once you know what I know and seen what I've seen there, they got to go. There was no turning back. And as I raised my hand in January of 21, you are correct. That's when the box stores canceled me. We were their number one selling product of all time. Of all the box stores in this country, the shopping channels canceled My Pillow. Box stores, we were the most attacked company in history. Then the lawfare started. Dominion sued not only me but My Pillow, and they sued My Pillow, saying that their CEO had made up or using promo codes and attack the voting machines to make money. Well, we lost hundreds of millions. The most frivolous craziness you've ever seen. Lawfare started on February 4th of 2021 when Smartmatic sued Fox News. Lawfare hadn't been done at this extreme in our country since the late 1700s. The machine companies that sued, two of them, all machines have to go. It doesn't matter the brand. But what they did, they sued My Pillow, myself, for over $2 billion. And then during that time, though, I was out. I spent 2 years going everywhere in this country to meeting with attorney generals, secretary of states, um, um, politicians, and people to get rid of the machines and get to paper ballots, and the urgency we have there. Well, then this is probably what y'all don't know. In the spring of 2022, it's almost like the machine companies passed the baton to the government. This is called Operation Arctic Frost. If you guys can all Google it, this is going down right now. Arctic Frost was 6 government agencies: the FBI, the the DOJ, IRS, 3 other agencies, and they were put out with Jack Smith to take down these 92 and spy on these senate. There was nine senators. There was 92 individuals out there and one company, My Pillow. Let's
Wow.
attack
By the
them and
way,
take them down.
we've got an upcoming program with Congressman Louis Gohmert, who was on that list to be targeted. He talks about it with who he calls
Right.
Jack Frost Smith
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
this endeavor.
CrossFit,
Yeah,
exactly. Well,
right.
and it doesn't surprise me that Louis was on there too, because there was a common thread. We all wanted to get our elections, find out what happened in 2020, and we, I know, and everybody knows now, it was done with computers, and we have to get rid of them in our country, and we're well on our way to do that. But with that Operation Arctic Frost. Now we have laid out. I since went back because these things kept happening to My Pillow and myself over and over again. All of a sudden, American Express dropped us. We've never been late at all. All of a sudden, they just dropped us.
Oh,
Walmart dropped us. Walmart
mm.
dropped us. Four banks debanked us. We got debanked. And a merchant server, $5 million they wanted held. PayPal, same thing there. But we found out later, and by the way, my vendors I have overseas, which products that can't be made here, like my sheets, they were contacted. Our government reached out to their bank and said to debank them so that
Oh
they would not
my.
do business with My Pillow. Now, all these emails and all this stuff has been discovered. This was a direct attack by our government on Mike Lindell and My Pillow. And as you all know, I was cornered at a Hardee's restaurant in September of 2022 by the FBI. Of course, I kept him there for 2 hours, evangelizing to him and witnessing to him and saying, "What's wrong with you guys? Where's your moral compass of what you're doing?" And they said, "Well, Mike, it's just our jobs." I'm going, "You should be ashamed of yourself." But I didn't know why they were doing all this. And now we know the government was doing this to all of us. And the senators just brought this to so they could get I think it was 500,000 per incident because they were all spied on, and that got turned down. And everyone's going, "Mike, the senators are just looking out for themselves." No, that would have opened the door and set a precedent that we all get made whole, hopefully at some point, be made whole by our own government attacking. And these are citizens that had their doors bashed in and their daughters ripped down the steps and put out in the middle of the yard. One 14-year-old girl in her underwear in Colorado. This was all done with the FBI, DOJ, Operation Arctic Frost. So
Yeah,
we
it
had
was
that.
Arctic Frost. It was communist China tactics. By the way, I just want to interject. Stop what you're doing. After this program, I want you can't go to YouTube and see it. You can't go to Vimeo and see it, but Mike's documentary called Absolute Proof. Just watched it again. It's on Rumble. Absolute proof. I'm telling you what, Mike, it was very well done where you actually have the IP addresses. You have the
Right.
real time, the footprints from foreign nations that came in, broke through the system. Some had login codes and changed the votes
Yeah,
and it showed which
absolutely.
state. Showed
Right.
which nation was doing it, showed you which in real time, what computer, what
Right.
IP address, what user, all of it. It was all documented. I'm going to tell you something. I'm voicing what I know people are feeling. The frustration. You had the evidence. You had the proof.
Yeah.
Why is it that no court would actually let you it wouldn't be
Well,
heard? I mean, during the election, it was like no one has standing. We can't deal with
right.
it. Somebody
No,
else's.
right. Right. Well, and I'm going to tell you all,
First
you
off,
can all
thank you
go.
for standing. Thank you for standing and fighting.
Well,
Oh my
well,
goodness.
yes. Well, thank you. And
God
I'll tell
bless
you,
you.
you guys, the all those movies you can see that I made, you can see at lindelltv.com. They're all there.
Uh-huh.
Lindelltv.com, my TV network that I actually started in the spring of 21 because they were canceling us all. But here's why. Back then, no judges, no, they wouldn't look at it. They kick it out on standing, or they would sanction you even for asking or even for bringing it to court. Well, with that, you guys, I look back now and I want you to go to lindelltv.com and watch the speech I gave, how we got here. You guys need to do that because it's going to show you what a blessing in disguise that was. If they would have done this back then and overturned the 2020 election and put Donald Trump back in then, that way back in February of 2021,
Which is
we
what
would have
we all
lost our
wanted.
country. We would have lost our country forever. It would have been too soon. This has all been on God's timing, and so much over the last 5 years had to be revealed. And now if you look up patience, you don't see a picture of me, but I've had to learn patience. And I'm going, okay, God, I want this out there now. I want this out there now. But it's all got, to got us to where we are now. I mean, when our great real president when Donald Trump got put in a year ago, everyone says to me, Mike, you've been vindicated. You've been vindicated. And I said, no. I said, we have to secure our elections. We have to get rid of
That's
these
right.
computers in our elections. 132 countries have banned electronic voting machines. 132, the last one being Argentina. All it took was one judge to say we got to get rid of this corruption in our elections, and they had a free and fair election. And they freed their country. On the opposite side of that is Brazil, who they stole that country, with the guy in prison, Lula, brought him back out of prison. The cartel said, here, we're going to steal it from President Bolsonaro. But the way we're at, or the way it's sitting right now, I'll tell you, evil is greedy. We've always had that advantage. They're so greedy, but everything has come out now. I'll give you an update the last 4 months. So when I went to Colorado for the first lawsuit, I'm the only one that's taken it all the way to jury trial. Everyone
Thank
else
you.
settles, don't talk about it, don't talk about it, and we'll sell it. You do a walk away. Don't you ever bring up machines again. And so in Colorado, my pillow was completely vindicated, but the judge had already told the jury, Mike Lindell is guilty of defamation. You guys just say how much he owes. So they
Oh
put
my.
a 2.3 million. We're appealing that, of course, but my pillow was completely vindicated. So now, then you have
Okay,
the
I'm going to
next
interject
case.
1 second. 1 second. What you need to do in this appeal is to stand with those who are standing for free and fair elections. So I went last night. I went to mypillowtrial.com, and I made it wasn't a lot, it's $100. I made a donation to the appeal, but it's mypillowtrial.com. We can make more donations as well. But this is something we've got to stand with those that are standing with America. This guy, it's more than the 2.3 million. It's all the business lost, all the stores that shut down, all the cancellation, everything that's happened. This is your moment to stand. A lot of times we say, pray about it, call your I'm saying stand with him with your wallet. And after this show, I'm going to go on your store. I've got my pillows more than I can count in the house. We sleep on my sheets and my towels. This is what I'm leaning against. Was my pillow, Mike Lindell. This is the travel size. It's not a prop. It just happened to be what I had here. But this is something we can do to support this American patriot. Sorry, I had to put a commercial in there because it needs to be done. Go ahead.
Thank you. And by the way, the travel pillow you just came out. We have our 5-pack of Bible pillows on sale
Ah,
for $29.98. You guys get that size there. You get 5 Christmas gifts for
there you go.
$29.98. And I could throw them
Fantastic.
a
My mom
promo
gave
code.
those out last Christmas.
Right, right. Do you have a promo code? Otherwise, they can use promo code Mike if they want.
Let's use Mike, Mike. By the way, if you
Right
go
on.
to Lindell TV, just remember there's two L's in Lindell. LindellTV.com, just another plug.
Yeah.
So sorry. So here we are right now
Yeah.
with appealing
So that's 1
2.3 million.
lawsuit. Then the next
Yeah.
one, you guys, is Smartmatic. So Smartmatic, about in August or maybe early September, a judge in Minnesota, we had put in for it's called a summary judgment to get rid of that case because saying this is frivolous. Here's all our evidence. I have piles of evidence from stacks from here to the sun. If you stacked it all up, right? Well,
And it's all
and
ironclad.
yeah, it's
It's all
ironclad. Well,
verified,
anyway,
authenticated.
right. So we then they put in a summary judgment. So what this judge did in Minnesota, he came out and ruled. This all happened, you guys, in 2 weeks. He came out and ruled My Pillow and Mike Lindell are guilty of defamation. My Pillow is guilty by being vicariously liable, like guilty by association. And what that means is, without a jury, he found us guilty. And when it goes to the jury, if I don't appeal it, if it goes to the jury, they just decide how much I owe and did he do it maliciously. Well, this is so unprecedented. It's horrific. Well, we now are going to be appealing that directly to the judge because here's what happened a week later. A week later, the whistleblower for Smartmatic came out he came out, told everything. This guy was involved with Venezuela and Smartmatic. He said everything, basically everything Mike Lindell has told you is true. And this goes even with the Tina Peters in Colorado and all this. It's still out there right now. He's a witness. I think the government of the DOJ has questioned everything. It's all true. And then a week after that, everybody, Smartmatic was charged with crimes around the world. Their company. So
Huh.
they are charged with all these crimes in elections. And now you would think that I could take that, like in the show My Cousin Vinny. In light of the new evidence, case dismissed. But that's not the way it is here. These people are relentless, and they want me to quit talking. They want me to stop. They want to destroy my pillow and myself, so I quit talking about these voting machines and getting rid of them. They lose their ability to steal our country if they don't have computers, and that includes all the ones that didn't sue, ES&S, Hart, all of them. Now I want to tell you with that. So that's funny. When you go to mypillowtrial.com, that's what we're needing money for right there, particularly on that one too, because the other one's already in appeal before the judge. This one will have to go to this judge, and then it would go to the Eighth Circuit in Minnesota. Now here's the last one, you guys. This one will really shock you. Okay, it's just disgusting. This is Dominion. This summer, or no, or 3 months ago, it came out all over the news. It said Liberty Vote. This guy named, I don't know, Ludendorff or what, I can't remember his name, Ludendecker or something. This guy, he's a GOP, he's a Republican. He buys he buys Dominion voting systems, and they're
Names it.
undisclosed amount, and he's going to rename it Liberty Vote. And on top of it, Dominion, he's going to tell Dominion, then you drop all your cases against Rudy Giuliani, OAM, Mike Lindell, My Pillow. You guys, they lied to us. They're big liars. What they did is they went to those other people, made deals with them to do walk away and undisclosed. No, they don't owe any money, but they've already ruined them for millions and millions of dollars. That these individuals do a walk away, and you can never badmouth the machines again. They came to me. And I said, "Oh, you said you're going to drop it. Dropping it is calling up. They're going down the courthouse. We're dropping this. I don't care if you drop it without prejudice. I don't care what you do, but you go drop it. You don't come to me and say, Mike, we're going to do a walk away if you shut up once and for all. Don't talk about the machine. And Liberty Vote, you change the name on Dominion to Liberty Vote. It's disgusting what they're doing.
Big
They're
deal.
trying to
Yeah.
fly this under the radar. And one of the biggest problems we have is that Fox News and Newsmax and places out there will not talk about our machines and voting platforms because of lawfare that was done to them. So you know what I mean? They silence, and anyone else now that is settled, they won't talk. OAN can't talk. Rudy Giuliani, they can't talk about this. So they accomplished what they wanted to do, is get
But
rid
here's
of
the
these.
thing. Mike, that lawfare was done under the Biden administration, right? That this was something that
Right,
they
right,
weaponized our government. They turned it into this
right,
attack, this police state, right? But our team's
right.
in charge now. The people who actually want liberty, that want justice. Where is the federal government? Can they not step in? Some of the good guys
They,
now, the
they,
white hats that are in control.
well, they can't get involved in in cases that they're not. That government can't go down to courthouse and say, like they just did. Here's an example of what they can do. The president just did pardons to everyone they attacked, where they were charged with crimes, our electors in Michigan and stuff. And everyone said, Mike, how come he didn't pardon you? I haven't been charged with anything. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm
Yeah.
raising my hand. But let me tell you what another thing they're doing, I forgot to say here, if this case, let's say with Smartmatic stands, if I don't appeal it, this is what it would set a precedence for. If you're an employer and one of your employees, that's all I am on My Pillow. It's owned by a lot of owners. I'm just the biggest stockholder, employee-owned company. If you're an employer out there now, and you have an employee out there that's out there doing free speech and out there maybe talking about government, government private contractors, you could get charged with defamation. I mean, give me a break. It's
Yeah.
unheard of. And then also, if any of us would ever question government private contractors again, you could be sued immediately for defamation, because how dare you question a private contractor? You realize we paid for these machines, we paid for these voting machines, we paid for them, hundreds of billions or millions of dollars, hundreds of millions, maybe billions, and then here we can't even open them up and look at them. It's disgusting.
By the
Right
way,
now, though,
one of the points One of the points you made in the Absolute Truth, that documentary, you've got to see, whether you see it on LindellTV.com or at Rumble. I'm going to say this. You point out that 27 states' votes are stored overseas. Our nation's votes are stored overseas. Are you kidding me? There is no verification. We have proof that they were flipped. We saw it. They had shut down the elections in the middle of the night. They all flipped, and all of a sudden, all of the thousands of votes all went for Biden, and they took them from Trump. And it's everybody watched it in slow motion. And here you are standing. Here's my question, Mike. We're appealing these cases going forward. They haven't silenced you. You right now are liable for 2.3 plus all your legal fees. But where's the hope of getting these machines out of here so that we can be like the 130 countries that banned them?
Okay, here's the hope. The DOJ and our great president, they've been coming out with all kinds of stuff, which right now, like I say, the Smartmatic whistleblower, that our president did an executive order this spring. Of course, a lot of states just said, we're not going to do that. Like Sarah Huckabee in Arkansas says, we're not going to do that. And we're fighting our own Republican uniparty that we don't understand why, like Arkansas, but all these places that are red are fighting at the ground level to get rid of the machines and go to paper ballots. But here's the hope, everybody. You've seen our president just truthed out about, I think it was 2 days ago, about Dallas County and about Texas. 5 counties in Texas, including Dallas County, this huge county, have voted out the machines and going to paper ballots in these upcoming primaries. So now we will have an example to the country going, hey, they're cheap. They're 10 times cheaper. It can be done. They're going to be done faster, basically, than the machines. And you have the safest, securest election ever with the paper ballots and counting. So there's a lot of hope there. And I know there's a lot of stuff that's coming out of the Justice Department and the DOJ that's being investigated right now. All this stuff is going to become crumbling down. And I believe that before the midterms, that the machines will be gone, at least enough gone where the people will see all these deviations. Hey, they didn't have machines here and they did over here. How can these numbers be this far off? And then maybe, just maybe, the public, all of us will demand, not just me, open up them machines. If something's off in your bank account, everybody, if you're missing money, you go to your bank, and where do they look? They look inside the computers for a computer error. They look to see what happened. These companies won't let us do that. It's been blocked.
This is all well and good, but I'm going to tell you something. You know better than anybody. We already have all that evidence. Remember Antrim County in Michigan that was, 65% Republican, and then that flipped that night? And they say, wait a minute, we found these errors. We found the mistakes. We found what happened. I mean, I was part of the recount team in 2000 during the Bush-Gore race. Remember that? There was a difference, though. That's when we held up the ballots because we had paper ballots to count. There was a verification. When you've got 27 states that have all of our votes overseas, it is a constitutional crisis. And I don't think we need a midterm election to show how bad it is and how, when you can flip votes in the middle of the night. They've done this in other countries. That's why, 130 countries have banned it? There's a reason. Why are we so slow on the uptake? Why do we have to wait for the midterms to
we shouldn't have to. We just had an election, everybody, in early November here. You don't have to go any further than Virginia. The Attorney General Myers, whatever his name is, in Virginia, in real time, he was favored by 9% the night before. Mathematically, it's impossible for him to lose. And all of a sudden, we've all seen that little F curve. They just injected votes and they stole that. And what they do is everyone was pointing to New York. Look at Mandami. Look what's going on in New York. So they took the eye off the ball over here and they stole all these other races right underneath the whole public's eye. And here's the problem. The problem is communication. What we right now, all the stuff that's coming out, all the good things, our voice needs to be magnified. You need to get right now. You don't have the media on the left. They're not going to report all this theft.
They're afraid of being sued.
And then you're not going to have Fox and Newsmax reporting it. So who's reported right now? We rely on all our social media. We rely on our presidents. over there at Truth. We rely on Elon Musk. Just did a thing the other day, last week. He put out, I think it was seen by 100 million people, put out, we cannot use computers in our elections.
No,
Here, so I think his voice, just those voices got to get bigger, because
good.
here's the deal. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, the people, we all should be concerned that to get rid of these and go to paper ballots and count. Everybody wants to be,
100%.
it was brought up by that I don't know. I think it was Jasmine Crockett in Texas. She said
I saw
the
that on
Liberty
your
Vote just
site.
yeah, Liberty Vote just bought Liberty Vote. This mega guy just bought Dominion. Donald Trump's going to steal the elections now. Well, you know what? If you think about this, this is what I was hoping that the media would say when Donald Trump won 2024. That the left would all say, "Hey, let's check into the machines. Let's see what happened." But they did. Isn't that, you guys? Doesn't that make you wonder that they're all? It's way bigger than us, and this is what we're up against.
Are you in communication with Trump like now, right now, like recently?
Yeah, all the time, all the time. Yeah, we're
Okay,
friends. Yeah.
get him on this, Mike. Get him on this. This is
Well,
the
no, he's
future of
all over
America
this.
right now.
He said the other day, you guys, if you follow him on Truth, and he said this. He said this at a big press conference too. His number one, not number three or number four, number one is securing our elections and going to
Yes,
paper ballots hand count. That's his number one concern. He
it's
knows
got to
that
be.
everything he's doing could be in vain. He also knows if they steal the house, if they steal that house and nobody goes, oh, gee, oh, that was to be expected.
It's 2 years of
If they do
impeachment.
that, they could go impeach. They can do so much. They could all this thing that they're talking about, getting rid of the filibuster now. There's so many things right now. This is it. We're at a tipping point in history. This is it. If everybody has to get on board now, and the biggest thing is securing our election, everything else comes off of that. We got politicians that make, I said it 4 years ago too, with artificial intelligence coming. I said 4 years ago, I said, this is going to get so big and so extreme technology we don't even fathom. And if we don't have people that are elected by the people to regulate that, I said, imagine evil that are selected and they're the ones regulating this. You could put people. I was watching something on my phone the other day, and I'm going, it seems so real, but it was AI. And you could frame people literally and put them in prison for something they've never done. Because there's so many things that evil could do. I'm telling you, everybody, the stuff that we've gone through the last 5 years since the 2020 election, which, by the way, the 2020 election will go down in history as probably I believe, the most important election in world history, not just in the United States, because that's the election that sounded the alarm where everybody's saying, hey, this is a deviation. This is not normal. And I'm going to tell you the miracle of that election. If they would have figured right, because it's like skimming a casino with computer. If they had to figure out approximately how much they thought Donald Trump would get in votes, and they figured 68 million. If they would have figured close to what he really got, which was 80 million, they would have stole enough to also take all those swing states.
So they
And if,
wouldn't
if
have
they
had to
would have done
shut down in the middle of the night and have all the
right,
spikes and all the vote flips and
right.
all of that.
If they would have predicted right, they would have won it all. We would have all went to bed. Biden would have won by 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. All the votes would have been in. Everybody would have went to bed going, what did we do? We're the minority. We took God out of our schools. A nation turned its back on God. Our children all turned into, we love transvestites. We love 3 bathrooms and all this garbage. But in reality is, when that went down, all these deviations popped up because they had to steal it a different way. And when you had to go steal it a different way, everybody put doubt in everybody's mind. And then we just never gave up going, hey, this is something wrong here, something wrong here. But you see, and then we find out
We
5
got to
years
take a
later.
break. I just want to say thank you for never giving up. I want to hear more from you. We're going to do that with Mike Lindell, American hero, who is a champion for fair and free elections. We'll be right back.
Are you passionate about standing for truth in the culture, but don't know how to get started? Well, Truth and Liberty, our mission is to educate, unify, and mobilize the body of Christ to stand for truth in the public square. And as part of our mission, we provide you with an amazing array of resources on our website. And our website has just been revamped, remodeled, and retooled to be user-friendly. And I'm so excited about it because I believe that there's nothing like it out there anywhere. I want to encourage you today to go to truthandliberty.net and check out the Resources Center and the Get Equipped Center. On our Resources Center, you will find hundreds of links, hundreds of videos, articles, blogs, even America's original founding documents can be found on Truth and Liberty's Resources Center. It's searchable by topic, preset topic, or you can put in a custom search to find exactly what you need and what you're interested in. In the Get Equipped section, we link you to tools created by our strategic partners, including Pray, Vote, and Engage tools. We culture impact teams, civic action teams, biblical citizenship in modern America, biblical worldview training, and more. So go today to truthandliberty.net and find what you need to get equipped to stand for truth in the public square.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Janet Porter. I am sitting in for Richard Harris, our good friend at the Truth and Liberty program. We're just so grateful. By the way, there's still time to get some last-minute gifts, maybe. Here's the book you want. It's a free gift from Andrew Womack to you. And you can give it to those family members, maybe even after the holidays. Who Made You God? It's what Andrew Womack's free giveaway this month. And you can get it at truthandlibertygtn.com, just as in Gospel Truth Network, truthandlibertygtn.com. Be sure to pick that up. And I'm just very grateful. We're going to pick up our conversation now with Mike Lindell, American hero, who has stood. I don't know of anybody besides Tina Peters, who's still currently doing time, still in jail in Colorado. President Trump has called for her to be freed, but because it's the federal government issue, I think there's a way in that he can intervene. But I don't know of anybody else that's standing like that and paying the price like you did. Are there others that you see as strong allies, Mike?
Well, I've got a teams of people that have just because they're not in the public eye. I mean, we have the Cause of America, my Election Crime Bureau, Patrick Colbeck. I mean, the list goes on and on. I couldn't even name
Oh,
it.
and all the
It
experts
goes
that
out
you
to
brought in.
it goes out and all the cyber experts and all the lawyer, everyone we've had. Teams of people. I think at one time there's over 300,000 people in all 50 states, and they're still working every day at that level to county by county try and get rid of these voting machines and get to paper ballots hand counted. Um, and it's I couldn't be I wouldn't be able to be here without them. As I was attacked the last probably 2 years now, I have spent every single day waking up trying to just keep my pillow going for my employees because they've completely wiped me out of funds. I want to tell you what you just wrap your head around this, everybody. The magnitude of this evil in Colorado in June, when the prosecutor, this criminal lawyer for these guys for this Dominion deal. Um, I think they even put that in my defamation. I called them part of the biggest crime in history, and which they were. I think I really still believe that. I believe what I say. They say they did it to me. But he told the jury, this is the last thing the jury heard. He goes, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, as you all know, Mike Lindell had a net worth of just a few years ago of over $100 million, and now you've all heard that he's minus over $11 million in debt now." And he said, "But we're asking you for $60 million that you can, and if it bankrupts my pillow and Mike Lindell, so be it, because we need to send a message to the country that you don't question our election platforms and put out disinformation." And the judge let him say that. It was
Oh,
disgusting.
you
So this is
dare
what I've been up
disagree?
against the last 2 years, every day waking up. And if it wouldn't be for my great team of people out there, it's been such a distraction, but it's a needed distraction. I have to be at my pillow. Hey, you guys, we got to pay this because we're paying cash for everything because we were debanked and with everything. So to keep that going, and then to keep the all the stuff going to save the country, my great teams out there, I couldn't do without them, and I certainly couldn't do without my faith in God.
By the way, I want to step up the prayers for you, for your cases, but also the action. It's time to put your faith to action. You can give to the legal defense at mypillowtrial.com. I did it. Hope you will. The site again is mypillowtrial.com. If you go to it's mypillow.com, you can do the rest of your Christmas shopping, and the shipping is free. You get a discount when you use the code Mike. We're grateful, Mike. We're grateful. We want to support you every way possible. I'm glad you have more than pillows because I've got all the pillows I need. But now you sell my cross. You've got the sheets, the towels, the slippers. You've got the dog beds. You've got it, the robes, everything, right?
Yeah, we've got over 260 products now, and you guys, we put our flagship price on sale. Example, slippers normally 149.98, 39.98 with that promo code Mike. We've got our new 6 pack of our towels that actually work. These are our premium one, 39.98 for a 6 pack of the My Towels, and then we've got our Giza Dream Sheets, the sheets that made us famous. It's our president's favorite product. He loves the sheets, and they're as low as 29.98. So, and then you brought up the crosses. The crosses, you guys, they're 50% off, made in the USA. They make the best Christmas gifts ever. So get those now. You're helping not only my pill and my employees, but you're helping yourself get the best gifts ever. We've got our mattress toppers on sale as low as 49.98. And here's the thing: with that promo code Mike, free shipping on your entire order. You can get all your Christmas gifts. And what I'm going to do too, on anything you get now, we're extending that 60-day money back guarantees. So when they open them up at Christmas, they'll have until March 1st of 2026 to return. Let's say they get the wrong side, whatever it would be. And but we know they're going to love them. You guys all love them, and free shipping on your entire order.
Yeah, your products are great, but you're greater. We love you, Mike, and we're so grateful. So I want to talk about your future, but before I want to make sure we've done what we need to do here on the ballot issues, because there is, in my opinion, nothing more important. Because if we don't have free and fair elections, we don't have a country anymore. And
That's
so
right.
you're appealing where they charged you for 2.3 million. You're appealing that case. There's another case going. Is there a third case too? Did you mention?
The third case is the Dominion one, but they're just bad. They just want me to, Mike, just walk away, but you can't ever badmouth machines again, and so that ain't happening. So we're kind of at a standstill there. You know what? I will never back down. I'm going after all of them. I've been on the offense. Even everybody looks like it's the defense, but if I didn't have, this is another thing. If I didn't have the media attacking me every day for 4.5 years, when they attacked me like back in the day, Mike, you lost 3 more box stores. How do you feel? Hey, you guys, we got to get rid of the machines. I mean, at least I was able to get the word out, even in
Yeah.
spite of the attack. So I welcome that.
Okay, let's talk about Minnesota for a moment. It's a situation where that's Tim Walz. We all remember he ran as vice president with Kamala Harris. He's at the tampon Tim, putting tampons in boys' restrooms. I even hate talking about that, but they want to mutilate children. This is the position of the governor of Minnesota, where you are there, and you do live there now. And I understand there's a possibility you could run for governor. I think you'd make a great one.
Yeah, they just this was just this week here where they we had to file. I've said it for months now, since summer. I was 90 some percent I was going to run, or am going to run, and I still am there. But as things, there's check boxes we had to take. One of them's a personal one. Another two things that we've almost got everything done. But one of the things that had to be done, you had to file a campaign committee filing that had to go in this week, or I wouldn't have even had the option. So what I'm going to do is on December 11th, I'm going to make an announcement either way, but it's very much looking like I'm going to run, because I'll tell you, they're destroying the state I grew up in, I was born and raised in, and I just don't think anyone else could not only win but to get the jobs. I really have solutions for all these things and um, you got to kind of silo each one out, like me being a businessman. And then someone said to me, well, how is he qualified for the job? He's never been in politics. Well, look at our president. I mean, I'm telling you, when you run a business like I have, numerous businesses I built from the ground up, like LindellTV.com, right in the middle of all this, happened to build that. But my pillow, in the last 4 years, I've had to endure the other side where no company is the most attacked company in history. And just to make decisions to keep that ship going while it's getting blown full of holes was just, I went to places, not just building a company, but now I had to learn how you fix things that are just destroyed and have to go, okay, I got this much funds to do this over here to fix this. And that's where we're at. When I went down last week to Minneapolis. I spent a lot of time there. I've been a former crack cocaine addict, and back in the
By
day
the
when
way,
I
let me plug your book. What are the odds from crack addict to CEO? We gave those away one Christmas too. That's a great
right
story.
on,
And I know they said, "Well, what are you going to tell about me? What are you going to say about me against my campaign? I'm a former crack addict." Try
yeah,
again.
yeah,
That's part of your testimony. God
right.
delivered you, and it's just a powerful, powerful book.
Yeah, and when I when I was living even downtown Minneapolis and back in my crack days, and the cover of the book was an intervention the drug dealers actually did on me to quit crack. I mean, and but anyway, when I went down there just last week, it's empty. I mean, this was in the middle of the day. The buildings are empty. At night, I guess even my friends that live down there, that a lot of them have quit. Their with their drugs and stuff back in the day. Some of them started business that all got burned down in the summer of 2020. But the ones down there say, you know what? All the illegals here now and the Somalians, he said, there's a very much a fear that they have now. And one of them, believe it or not, is driving. There's so many illegals that came here, and even some, if they came legal, they've overstayed their visas. I think it said 50% now. Christy Nome said this week. But our governor just let them get driver's licenses and just it's a free for all. They don't know how to drive, and so the guys are telling me there's accidents all the time. Just things, individual problems. The schools, there's problems in our schools now because the language barrier and the culture. They're not assimilating it all. So, but there's a lot of problems. But the biggest thing is now you see that this came out, this billions of dollars of fraud, and everyone's looking at that going, well, how much did Waltz know and all this stuff? And how much did our attorney general know? That just came out too. Our
Well,
horrible
let
attorney
me
general.
interject. Just what we're talking about. Fraud just seems like, oh, there's fraud everywhere. No, we're talking about billions of dollars that was actually funneled from the taxpayers of Minnesota to a
Yeah.
terrorist organization in Somalia. So the
Yes.
number one terrorist funder are the taxpayers of Minnesota. It was all
Right.
under Tim Walz's watch. That's a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
serious
yeah,
fraud.
absolutely. And by the way, some of these I believe were federal funds too, so it affect the country. But here's the thing with people: um, when I did a thing, or I was at the Democrat convention a year ago, over a year ago now, and I remember I went in with a disguise, shaved my mustache, and went into the convention. But that wasn't the point. The point was to get attention to what we really did there with Lindell TV. We went into the heart of Chicago, into the hoods of Chicago, and we were interviewing blacks and Hispanics and saying that are here legally, and they're going and they that have grown, born and raised here, and they said their biggest thing that they were switching to vote for Donald Trump because, and some of them didn't even like him because of what was going on with the illegals taking all their resources, including their treatment centers, if they had their health facilities, their hotels were filled up with them. These they're not just what you're talking about here, the billions of dollars that they took in this fraud. Those were supposed to be allocated to people that really had needs back then. Those people all over Minneapolis, St. Cloud, Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, um, Duluth, I mean, all the places throughout Minnesota where you had needs, they didn't get that money. Instead, it went to like you say, an evil enterprise overseas. So it's very sad to watch this going on in my state that I love, that I grew up in. It's disgusting.
Well, I hope you can fix the voter situation before the election. That's really
Okay,
important.
hold. I got to announce something there. What you just said. If you
Okay.
run for governor in Minnesota, you can request and you have the right to see the source code of all these voting machines. And I believe there's, so that would open up. And I happen to have some guys that know a little bit about the cyber world. So that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Oh my! Make sure you watch Absolute Proof. It's phenomenal, and it'll wake you up. It'll increase your prayer life, and we need to get this thing fixed. So one of the things you said, in addition to standing for free and fair elections and standing for free speech, and your frank speech and your Lindell TV, this is a valuable asset. We need to take advantage of this. But you
Yeah,
also stood for freedom during the whole COVID thing. And one of
yeah,
the comments you made, I thought it was very well said, is that Tim Walz is a guy that said you're only allowed, and this is not just only in Minnesota, but it happened elsewhere, California, New York, elsewhere. You're only allowed what, 10 people to come for Thanksgiving? Otherwise,
yeah.
we've got a government hotline where you can report your neighbor and they'll go to jail for 90 days. And for Christmas,
That's
we'll give you
correct.
12 people instead of 10. It was
Yeah, and
crazy.
Christmas he threw a bonus, and you got a couple more
Hooray.
people. But I remember my daughter calling me up and go, "Oh, we can't have Thanksgiving because you could only have, I believe it was eight, might have been 10 people." I
Like
go,
your favorite
"What?"
kids.
And she goes, "But Dad, your neighbor can turn you in, and you do 90 days in jail." I was furious, but he not only did that, he made people in the restaurants in Minnesota. You had to eat out in a snowbank. You had to quick eat your food before your plate melted into the snow, and I mean, it was disgusting. He also, everybody, yeah, I'll tell you this story. This I had masks, remember, millions of dollars worth. We were making some, I bought some, and before I knew they didn't work, right? Well, the state of Minnesota, Tim Walz reached out for masks 3 weeks before the 2020 election that they were out. And I said, My Pillow will donate. We will give them all of Minnesota masks free. So,
God
and
bless
I
you.
put that in, and his top gal called me up and she said, all right, she said, we're not accepting any of yours until after the election because I was so branded with with Donald Trump. Now I said, you know what? If you don't take these and the people need these, if you don't take them now, I'm going public with it. I said, you'll be shamed all over the media. And I held my ground. They go, okay, you can deliver them. But the media will have to be a block away from where we were delivering to the Capitol, wherever we were delivering. So now here's what happened, though, everybody. She got sick. Maybe she got the virus that night. I don't know. But she was a mean, evil person, and she didn't show up. So here comes the My Pillow truck with all the masks, and here I said to her, she said, Mike, and real friendly gal. She goes, you should run for governor. She goes, Walt is terrible, and she worked for him, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually going to thinking about it. Remember, this is in 2020, right before the election, and I said, you know what he made me do? I realized that she was, kind of an ally, and I said, he wouldn't even accept these maybe until after the election. I had to hold my ground to today, and he's making the media be a block away. And she goes, let's get him here. So she gets all the media comes over there, and she opens it with the, would Mike make a great governor? I'm going, the media's going, what? So of course she got fired. She quit that day, but it was just a classic, And but these are the stuff that Waltz did, and then just you guys just I think it was a month ago or month and a half ago, when they at first said Mike Lindell's probably going to run for governor, he put out all over the news. He put, "We do not want Mike Lindell and Donald Trump in our state." This is his quote, to take away our family values and ruin our state. Her family values. Tim Walz doesn't know how many bathrooms they have. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And he's,
Yeah.
but anyway, he is the.
And their family
I've
values
never
are
seen
killing
anything
children,
like it.
literally, with abortion. I mean, you remember that you talked about sneaking into the Democratic convention. I still remember they had the abortion mill on
Yeah,
wheels
yeah,
where they
horrible.
killed children at the Democrat convention. This was all
Right.
Tim Walz, Kamala Harris approved.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
we've
then
got to
and then
remember.
another thing, Waltz and the mayor of Minneapolis, they allow the call to prayer for the Muslims and to be wake everybody up. It's disgusting, everybody. And
Oh
they
my.
Waltz tried to shut down our Christian churches during the China virus. And I told him, I said, you do that, I'm going to send these masks to every church in Minnesota and use them for distribution points, which was you could do that. And then, by the way, you can loiter and listen to a nice message. And so
Nice.
then
By the
but he
way,
didn't
they
shut them
vote
down.
at churches that distribution point is it's fine if you're going to go vote. It's fine if for other things, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't go inside your
No,
church.
it was fine if as long as you're burning down buildings, you don't need a mask. Well, then they actually needed them to cover their faces. A lot of them didn't even care. Just let's just burn down Minneapolis. and destroy this city,
And you
which
remember
obviously
Kamala Harris supported their get out of jail fund, their bail them
100%
out
she did.
fund. Yeah, yeah,
100% she
yeah.
did.
Oh
You know,
Lord, he
you know,
spared us from this
yeah,
disaster. And I'll tell you
yeah,
something. I'm so excited about the prospect. Even just to run, that means you get access to what the votes really were, so you can look and
right,
see for
right,
yourself. But we
right.
need people who can stand and change the system. The people that have courage, some backbone, and that's what you have, Mike. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of a grateful America. We are so grateful that you have stood. You've paid the price. You've taken the heat. You would not be silent, and we're going to stand with you. I may go back on and donate some more. MyPillowTrial.com. That'll
Thank
help in
you.
the legal defense. Well, by the way, that appeal where you were hit with $2.3 million, when that goes to the appellate court, what outcome are we hoping for there? I mean, it could
Oh,
also
it would
go to the
just be
Supreme
zero.
Court.
They
Right.
reduced it down to zero. I mean, I
But
didn't,
can
you
we get
can't,
in any of these cases? Can we get the facts out that this was
here,
a hostile takeover of our elections with foreign interference and
here's the
proven
problem
stuff?
with that particular case. This is the way the law is too. You can't introduce any more stuff. This is the problem that was you can't do. But in Minneapolis and the one there, we're going to be able to, because a lot of this stuff just came out, like with Smartmatic. This is all new evidence. If anybody has ever seen My Cousin Vinny at the end of that show, where they, in light of this new evidence, we have the gun and the people that really did it. It should be
Mhm.
case dismissed. Now, in the
Yeah.
Dominion case with trusted or no, what's it called, Liberty Vote, we're going to probably just go after them, because this stuff, what this just happened this week, everybody. Dominion Voting Systems has said publicly they're going to delete all of their data because all their lawsuits now are over and it's cost too much to store it. That's a lie. I'm not
That's
done with
against the
them.
law, by the way.
It's
You've got to
against,
keep it
yeah, it's,
for at least
yeah,
what now?
they got to keep all this, and they've already broke so many laws when they deleted all the machines in Mesa or in Colorado after the 2020 election in the spring of 21. Crooked Jenna Griswold and Dominion deleted all that. You're supposed to hold those records for 22 months by federal law, 28 months by Colorado law. That was my evidence. It's called spoliation. I should have been, boom, you're innocent. And not only that, everyone remember, I told Dominion to sue me so I could get the word out about the evidence. And so I had all this evidence and I put it out there, and the judges won't look at it. They're just going, nope. And then I asked for machines, and they sanctioned me even for asking. How dare you ask for that? I'm going, sanction what? I mean, we went down past, and we're in anomalies in history, everybody. And this will all be, when we get to the end, though, we're going to look back and say it was all on God, not just God's timing, but it was all, God uses all things for good for those who believe. And it's going to be absolutely amazing when we get through all this. And I want to say one more thing too. People come up to me all the time. They go, Mike, I prayed and this didn't happen fast enough, or this didn't come to fruition. And I said, you know what? Those might be reactionary prayers, or they might not be God's will. And I say to them, where is God's will? God's will is in the Word. And I say, if you guys get in the Word every day, get in that Bible, and you read that, and you get in His Word, you can be proactive in prayer, and they line up beautifully. That's why I'm always so optimistic. And people say to me, Mike, how can you be so optimistic and joyful and whatever? Because we're living in the best times in history. God gave us grace for such a time as this. People are pouring in the biggest revival for Jesus Christ in history. People don't look to God when things are going good. It's when things aren't so good. And this is the time. I mean, just everybody, just do your part, and we're going to get there. It's going to be amazing.
Well, the message I want to give you, Mike, it's little something like this: with God, all things are possible, which just happens to be the motto of my home state in Ohio. That's the motto,
Wow,
the state
that's
motto.
awesome.
With God, all things are possible. So keep fighting, keep standing.
Thank
I'm
you.
so grateful. But the case to watch, in addition to this appeal that's going on, is there anything where we can actually get the facts out? This new information we sent about Smartmatic, is there something where we can
Yeah,
have
yeah.
somebody give us the facts?
If, if you guys go to vocal.com, VOCL.com, that's my social media site, vocal.com, go there. My election crime bureau's there, the Cause of America. You can go to your own county, your own state, find out what's going on, get all the new information, everything coming out. Or you can go to any platform and go to my thing at Real Mike Lindell on X. Go to Truth. Go to Getter, Gap. I'm on every single social media platform, and go to my posts every day and share, share, share. That's all you really need to do. You can also go to Lindell TV on any of those platforms. You know, we have a reporter, a correspondent. I believe we're the only news outlet now has one at the White House, at the Capitol, and now the Pentagon. Which, by the way, Newsmax and Fox and all these others can't even get in there anymore, and the CNNs of the world. So
Mm.
this is where you can get your information and share, share, share any social media site, and even Zuckerbuck's Facebook, which he's still so corrupt over there. But we got to put up with him while this is going on.
You know, I just want to tell people to encourage them to continue to pray for you, to contribute to buy the gifts that in the days that are remaining before Christmas. We can still get the free shipping with the code Mike at mypillow.com. But I want to also pray for the president, for Elon Musk. If he hadn't come, we'd all still be canceled out of Twitter, right?
Yeah,
At least
absolutely.
now
That
we
was a
have
blessing.
segments of free
I'm going to
speech.
bring that up in the last few minutes here with you guys. This is where it's really important, and I do want you to go to lindelltv.com and go into movies. You can see the absolute proof, but go to how we got here. These are the miracles that God's given us, and one of the most important days in history, you're actually bringing it up, was January 7th and 8th of 2021. And was Mike, why 7th and 8th? Well, remember, this is the day after January 6th. On those two dates, 1.2 million Americans were deplatformed off of Jack Dorsey's crooked Twitter, Zuckerbuck's Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo. If you had spoke out against the vaccine, or you'd spoke up for Jesus, or if you had spoke out about the election, you were deplatformed across the board. Everyone else was in fear to even bring it up because of January 6th. So when I always tell people, when I grew up, we had these old black and white TVs, and we turn them off as kids down to this little tiny dot, and we turn them back on. They'd all come back to life. And we did that. That dot was our voice, everybody. That dot was our voice. And look what we have now. We don't have Jack Dorsey's Twitter. We have Elon's X. We have Getter, Gab, Truth, Vocal. We have all these places now where people can go. There are podcasters everywhere, amazing platforms everywhere, where we don't have to rely on the CNNs or the Foxes for our news anymore. So it's our voice that's going to save this country. Our voice never died, everybody. It's huge.
Well, I just want to say, keep standing, keep fighting, keep getting your communication to the president, because anything that can be done, we've got to do it before the midterms,
Yeah,
because we could lose it all again. We could see it
yeah,
happen,
absolutely.
repeated.
And
I
it's his number one priority, everybody. I talk to him all the time. We became great friends, and he he knows, he's so smart. He knows problem solution and knows what it'll manifest to, but he knows it can all be gone unless we secure our election. And you've heard him say it many times: paper ballots hand counted. Paper
That's right.
ballots hand counted.
And that's also, we need to get rid of the mail-in ballots too while we're at it.
And the mail-in. Over 100 countries have banned mail-in ballots in early voting. Over
there's a
100
reason.
countries have banned that. So we have the
There's a
worst
reason.
election platforms in the world, but we're going to have the best. Trust me.
Well, when you see absolute proof, you're going to be amazed by the ballots that came in before they were ever mailed out. I mean, just the
Yeah, yeah.
kinds of things that were absolute proof. And we're just going to pray that
Yep.
proof gets out, and
Thank
we get
you.
free and fair elections. Thank you for being a stalwart defender of America. We are grateful. Your nation is grateful. I hope they stand with you at mypillowtrial.com. Also, mypillow.com. Get those last-minute Christmas gifts. The code is Mike, M-I-K-E, and you get free shipping and a discount. We're grateful. And Lindell TV with 2 L's, Lindell.com, LindellTV.com, correct?
Yep, lindelltv.com. Well, thank you so
Merry
much for
Christmas
having
to
me
you.
on. God bless
Thank
you.
you. God bless you, my friend. All righty. Thank you so much for joining us on Truth and Liberty. We'll see you next time.